All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Great Millstone, Virginia. As always, to give you the latest news, articles, lessons through the spirit and the power of Bashim Yahushai. But as always, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. I want to say double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who will teaching the truth. And of course, I want to say peace and blessings and salutation to your Akamant that pushing the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, at least your best abilities. Get out through the four corners of the earth for them and say shalom. All right, when I get this video, and it says by Rolling Stones, and it says Snoop Dogg addresses his comments on the same-sex couple in the movie Lightyear, and his quote is, "My bad. I was caught off guard and had no answer for my grandson's rapper," says. All right. These ads. It says, Snoop Dogg has addressed the controversial comments he made over his response to his grandson questioning about the same-sex couples in the movie Lightyear and the backlash that ensued. "My bad," he wrote in the comments on Instagram, posted shared on Wednesday from Hollywood Unlocked. It features the host discussing Snoop Dogg's comments with a media personality. "I was caught off guard and had no answer for my grandson," he wrote. "All my gay friends know what's up, but they've been calling me with love. My bad for not knowing the answer for a 6-year-old. Teach me how to learn. I'm not perfect." During the recent appearance on its Giving podcast, Snoop Dogg told a story about watching Lightyear with his grandson when Snoop said his grandson asked him, "Papa Snoop, how is she having a baby with a woman?" "She's a woman." I said, "Oh, snap. I didn't come in here for this snap. I just came to watch the movie." Snoop said that he encouraged his grandson just to watch the movie, but his grandson continued to ask more questions. First I want to get on this take. As a matter of fact, before we get into it, let's just watch the quick the video, so get something better for clarification.
See, what was the movie with Buzz Light?
I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki. And she had a baby with a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. They putting it everywhere. What up, though? It's your boy Big Snoop D-O double G.
Snoop catching some heat for comments he made about LGBTQ representation on the It's Giving podcast. The rapper explaining his shock at seeing lesbian parents depicted on screen.
Now, mind you, when you see this, it doesn't make any sense. How can two women, mind you, there's no male, no reproductive organs, all right, no genitalia, able to reproduce? It doesn't make any sense. Again, this is that narrative that Babylon wants to push, man. It's all about love. It's all about love. It's about acceptance. That's how you know that this is Babylon, which is what? Babal, which is what? Confusion, man. It's confusion, man. For your grandson to ask that question, they got to show you, man, that, so they got to show you that when these kids are young, they never lie. They tell the truth. They are fresh, man. Still off the, spirit realm, man. And this is what they indoctrinated with, man. But this is what happens when you have the wicked ruling over the earth. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. All right? When he is in power, everything he does is contrary to the Most High, man. But doesn't the scripture see this is, and we know that Babylon does not follow these Babylonians, these 2/3 and these heathens. They don't follow the lie. It's like they don't follow the lines and the guidance of the scriptures, man. We know that. You know what I'm saying? It's an abomination, which is a vile thing. The Lord created everything beautiful in its time, man. All right, for the man and the woman. All right, He created an XX, all right, and an XY chromosomes, man. All right, two females cannot reproduce a child, man. It's plain and simple. This is biology. It's like I can't pronounce it right. Biologically, all right, proven. All right. But again, this is why, again, they're pushing the narrative, man. That's why this place has got to be destroyed, man. This is that wine the scripture talks about, man. This is why we got to flee from Babylon, man. for this place for take you, man. And when it comes to 2/3 of our people, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they want to say, you know what I'm saying? They want to hide it under the rug, man. You can't hide none of this a rug, man. If there was a problem in Israel, it would be addressed right then and there, man. Because they know that if they don't address it, that what? It will what? Affect the whole nation. And this was happening over the years of Babylon, man. You know what I'm saying? Now it's worse, man. You know? Now it's LGBT plus community, man. It's all confusion. And those people don't even agree with each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Having debates with each other, man. You know? Some of even the homophobes, all right, don't even agree with each other, man, saying, yeah, man, this is kids we're talking about, man. You know, they still learning their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s. You know what I'm saying? They still kids playing around, but maybe you want to teach them, man. And this is okay from some states, man. All right? That's why they be confused, man. Because what? There's no guidance in the household. There's no father in the household, man. There's no men to stand up for this, man. And Snoop Dogg is one of those people, man, that likes to sleep it under the rugs, man. Even though, you know what I'm saying, part of that Hollywood agenda still. But the fact, what? He has no backbone, man. He's supposed to gird our loins like a man. See, this is why what, man? This is of the world. Let me go get the scripture record that I want to bring out. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. And it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, which is a prime example right there. And that put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, man. This is a prime example, man. And you have people really attacking this man. And we know who those are. Those are those elemental P's, man. You know, and a lot of those people, elemental P's, are actually pedophilia, man. They're disgusting, man. You know, they want to predatorize these children, man. Innocent children, man. And they know what they're doing is wicked, man. You know? They're not righteous whatsoever. I don't care if they harm somebody or not. It don't matter, man. The Lord calls it abomination, okay? Because at the end of the day, that causes confusion. And that's what it's all about, confusion. All right? And somebody has to take a stand for this, man. Which is the men of the Lord, man. You two Hollywoods and all you others, man, that want to, man, you know what? Just step to the side, man. All right? Just step to the side. Because they're part of the problem, man. I want to get this other scripture. This is 1 John 4 and 5. It says, they are of the world. Therefore they speak of the world. And the world heareth them. But we are of the Most High. That's why righteousness. And he that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He is not of the Most High, heareth not us. Thereby know we the spirit of truth and the truth of error. Beloved, let us love one another. But that's the point, man. You know what I'm saying? We are not of the world. All right? These people, they are friends of the world. And I'm going to go get that. It says, ye adulterers and ye adulterers, know ye not that the friendship of this world is enmity with the Most High? For whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is an enemy to the Most High. And that's right, we're not friends of this world, man. So that's what we're enemy. You know, if you speak against this world, you consider enemy. And that's what happened to Snoop Dogg. You know? When he posted it, man. That's what he does, you know what I'm saying? When he uses social media, he likes to post random things, man. And this is what happens, man, when you speak a little bit of truth, you get backlash. And the fact that he had no stand, the fact that he gonna gird up on his loins and stand in for what he believed in, not backing up his family or son, man, because he knows that if he go against the world, that will ruin his reputation. It will ruin his currency. That's why the scripture talks about, can the eye of a needle, it is harder for a rich man to go into the kingdom of heaven rather than a camel, you know, towards the needle of the eye. Roughly paraphrasing, man. These guys ain't got it, man. You know, it's better that you not posted that thing at all, man. But again, I don't want to, you know, prolong this thing, but this is what happens. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue the rest of this video.
Screen. The scene from the 2022 film marked Disney's first same-sex kiss.
And also, too, that movie flopped.
Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. Just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like y'all throwing me in the middle of I don't have an answer for it.
The moment was almost axed from the theatrical cut, but Pixar employees protested and got it reinstated.
It threw me for a loop. These are kids that we have to show that at this age, like
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat this popcorn.
Snoop's hot take sparked criticism in the comments. One user saying, "It isn't that hard to explain. Science." Another chiming in with, "Being afraid of gay parents in movies is crazy." In this reply, "He was probably smoking weed while watching the movie."
We agree to disagree a lot, and it ain't always on the same page.
The 53-year-old, who's set to return to The Voice in September, has 3 grown children with his wife of nearly 30 years, Shantae, 1 son from another relationship, and 10 grandchildren.
Wait, what do the babies call you?
Papa Snoop. The part I love is that they all...
And that's the point. I want to get this one last scripture, man. This is why it's important, man, to raise your children, as righteous as possible. But we can only do so much, being in captivity, but still, you have to try. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, and it says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." That's why it's important, man. And that's why these at least do it, man. They want to, like I said, get them young early while they still learning, man, for them to act like that. And then when they get older, they get confused. And like you said, man, they don't, like I said, they don't tell you that when a lot of people transition, they regret it, man. And you could feel, I mean, it's plain as evident that a lot of them regret it, man. They want to tell you the good stuff, but they don't want to tell you the bad stuff, man. They have to use medicines and procedure, and they have to continue to keep going. They have to get these hormone pills, these estrogen pills, for them to keep going like that. But what happens when all this is gone? When you won't be able to take your estrogen pill or your testosterone pills, man. All your hair follicles is gonna come. You're still gonna bleed regardless. You know what I'm saying? Just because you change your body doesn't mean that you can change your organs. This place gotta go. So with that, that was pretty much it. This should get straight to the point, but hopefully brothers was edified, At the end of the day, man, you gotta train your child, man. I know that brothers in the truth got a child. I know they go to school and they see a lot of this mess, man. So it's crazy, man. But hey, all I can do is pray for those brothers' children. So with that, hopefully brothers was edified. This is Great Millstone of Virginia. As always, to give you the latest news, articles, and lessons through the Spirit and the power by Shem Yahushai. As always, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakwadash. I want to say double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And of course, I want to say peace and blessings and salutation to Yakim out there pushing his truth throughout the four corners of the earth, to lead to the best of the ability, scatter the four corners of the earth. With them, I want to say shalom.